Hi everyone, this is attorney Lilly and Chukura from Lilly Legal, where we help our clients get status for themselves and their families using the U.S. immigration law system. So today I want to talk to you about the top reason your application for an immigration benefit, whether it's a green card, visiting, whatever it is, can be either delayed or rejected. Okay, so that's what we're going to be talking about today. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments. If you would like to schedule a time to speak with me privately, you can do that. All my contact information is in the description to this video. So let's jump right in. The number one, in my opinion, that will get your application either rejected automatically or that will cause a delay in your application process is not including the required information and the required documents. Okay, if you do not include the required information or the required documents, know that your application is going to be delayed. So for example, if there's questions on the application and you answered some of them but not all of them, and the questions you didn't answer you're required to answer, that is going to cause a delay. Okay, because then USCIS, when they get to your application and they're looking through it, they're not able to schedule you for an interview or approve your case without having an answer to those questions. Okay, because that gives, especially if it's the criminal history questions, the deportation questions, they want to know, have you ever been arrested? And if you do not answer that question, it's going to lead to some delays. Okay, the delay may be a request for evidence, right? So the officer may want you to then answer those questions, send in more documentation, stuff like that. If you are filing, let's say you're filing for your spouse and you do not include any documentation other than your marriage certificate, especially if you're filing for a green card and you do not include any documents other than your marriage certificate, yeah, that's going to cause a delay in your case, because typically you will need to provide birth certificates, passports, right? All those other things that are required for filing for a spouse. So if you do not include the required documents and the required information, USCIS is either going to outright reject your application, which means you have to then get that back in the mail. It may take, a couple weeks for you to get that application back and know that, oh wait, it was rejected. What's the issue? Let me fix it and send it back. That means you already wasted probably 3 weeks at this point, based on that rejection alone, right? Or it could cause a delay where USCIS will send you a request for evidence, and again, they usually give you 87 days for a request for evidence. And if it's something that you don't have already and you can't send in right away, it is going to cause further delays beyond the 87 days. So basically, USCIS puts you back in the system once they get those documents back. So while you're trying to get the documents they're asking for, your case is not being processed. So you want to make sure you have all those things in at the beginning so that there's no delays. So again, making sure you answer all the questions on the application, including documents that are required for each application type, right? And finally, the filing fee. Put in the right filing fee. That will cause your application to be rejected automatically. Automatically, your application will be rejected if you put the wrong filing fee. So those are the three things you really need to make sure you have down before you file your application. So if you send in, let's say you're filing for your spouse that's outside of the US, and instead of sending in the application fee of $535, you send in a fee of $500. USCIS is not going to accept the application and then send you an invoice for the $35. No, they're just going to reject it, send it back to you, tell you that the filing fee is wrong, and then you have to put the right filing fee and send it back. Okay, so just know, to avoid those delays, you want to make sure, one, your filing fee is correct, because that's an automatic rejection. Two, that you answered all the questions on the forms and you're including the right forms, right? And then three, that you have all the required documents. USCIS may want more documents. So if you're filing for your spouse, if you include all the required documents, they can schedule you for an interview and you can bring more supporting documents to the interview. But if they don't have the required documents, for example, birth certificate, passport, right? Proof of how you got into the US, so an I-94, they are going to send a request for evidence. If your affidavit of support doesn't have proof that of your income, or proof that you are actually making the amount of money that you say you're making, USCIS is going to request those documentations from you, which is again going to delay your case. So to avoid delays and rejections, make sure you follow these rules. Okay, guys? So that is all I have for you today. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. And if you are watching in a place where you can subscribe, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And finally, if you know someone that needs to hear this, go ahead and share the video with them. And as always, I am Lillian Chukura. I am the owner of Lilly Legal, where we do immigration law and we do it well. Bye for now.